السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Hello, grade 10. How are you? Okay, let me introduce myself first. My name is teacher Amal Talat. I'm the biology teacher. Today, inshallah, I want to tell you something about the curriculum that year. This year is completely different from the previous year because you are in another grade or in another level or another stage. Secondary stage is different from prep stage because you learn many subjects like English, the main subjects, English, Arabic, and so on. But I'm talking specifically about the science. The science in grade 9 or in prep stage, you take a general science. You learn um, many some topics related to physics, biology, and chemistry. But this year, you have separate books for each branch, biology book, physics book, and also chemistry book. So please, my advice to you that year is to study from the beginning. Don't postpone your work. Try to exert more effort from the beginning because once you postpone your work, you will face difficulties in studying later. Okay? So, inshallah, today I'm gonna tell you or introduce or make an introduction to biology. Okay, so let me tell you introduction to biology. We are learning a branch or a new branch called biology. What's the meaning of biology? Biology is the science which describing the human body or the living organism related to living organisms. So let's see the characteristics of human as living organism. Human are highly organized. They are composed of many cells, multicellular. We call that multicellular. Human body and animal bodies are multicellular. So focus on that here, multi, the prefix multi. It's completely different from uni. We learned that before in grade 9. Uni and multi. Uni means only one, but multi means more than one or millions of cells. So the smallest unit of life is the cell. Your body is made up of millions of cells. But let's see the sequence, how human body is formed in order or from the smallest unit to the biggest organism or the biggest unit. So here, cells, group of cells are forming tissues. And group of tissues, different tissues are forming organs. And organs forming organ system. And different organ systems are forming human body or organism. So we can add an arrow here because different systems forming organism. So the organism is made up of millions of cells, which is the smallest unit of the human body. So let me give you an example. Okay, let's see the following slide. This is describing an example of human body or a system of human body. You said that the cell is the smallest unit. For example, we are learning the central nervous system. The smallest unit is the cell. Which kind of cell here? It's a neuron. A neuron cell, different neuron cell or group of neuron cells are forming nerve tissue. And this nerve tissue group of nerve tissues are forming an organ which is called brain. And the brain, beside the nerves, are forming organ system, which is central nervous system. Another example, circulatory system. Circulatory system is made up of, or the smallest unit of it, the cell. Okay, which kind of cell we're learning? For example, the cells of the heart, the cells of blood vessels, they are the smallest ones. Okay, and then group of cells in the circulatory system are forming the heart tissue. The heart tissue, for example. Okay, and this hard tissue, it's different, or it's made up of a group of tissues or a specific kind of tissues. And these group of tissues are forming the heart, which is organ, which is an organ in the circulatory system. So the heart, okay, and the heart plus the blood vessels, are forming a system which is called circulatory system. So there are different systems in our body, which is circulatory system. So these different systems are working together, like circulatory system with nervous system, urinary system, what else? Digestive system, okay, and so on. These systems are working in together, or they are making some processes in our body, respiratory system too. So they are making some processes in our body for making an organism, a healthy human body. This is called organism. This is an introduction, or it's like a reminder for what we learned before: cell, tissue, organ system, and finally organism. So what's included in our curriculum that year, teacher? We are gonna learn the specific or specialized structure inside the cells. Specialized structure inside the cell. So we are learning, or we are focusing on the cell. We are focusing on the cell. In grade 9, we learned the cell division, and the cell division happens by multiplication of the cell. So human body grow, a human body can reproduce. So cell is the main part, or the main basic unit of a human body. So the cell is the basic unit of life. All organisms are made up of it and develop from cells. And some of them are made up of only one cell, like I said before, unicellular. Okay, they are unicellular. So we're gonna take what's happening in the cell. The cell may be small or highly organized. Small cell or highly organized cell, or a big cell. So this is called differentiation. The cells undergo differentiation. Okay, so this cell contains specialized structure. Specialized structures. What the meaning of specialized structures? The highly organized structures. Subhanallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this small unit, it's a very simple unit, but it's made up of specialized structures. These specialized structures are made, or are called, organelles. Give me example, teacher, for that. These organelles, like nucleus, cytoplasm, cell membrane, what else? Mitochondria, chromosomes inside the nucleus. So these specialized structures carry out the cell processes. So we can add an arrow here. Inside the cells, there are organelles. So repeat after me while you're muted. Organelles. Okay, so inside the cell, there are some specialized structures called organelles. They are responsible for carrying out life processes. And also many different kinds of cells are existing. Many kinds of cells, like the cells, all the cells are surrounded by plasma membrane, like we know in the structure of the cell, contain a set of instructions which are responsible for the heredity, like the human eye, or the chromosomes of the black color of the eye, the blue color of the eye. So inside the cell, there is something called DNA, or mainly in the nucleus, which is responsible for something called heredity. Heredity means like when you inherit the blue eyes from your grandfather, the red, or the black skin or dark skin from the grandma, or the straight hair or curly hair from your family. So this is called heredity. Which part is responsible for that, teacher? the DNA inside the nucleus inside the cell. So we consider the nucleus is organelle, only one organelle which contain DNA. In the following slide, I'm gonna explain that in detail. So teacher, you said that cell, tissue, organ, system. And the smaller than the cell containing some organelles. So what is the function of these organelles, teacher? The function of these organelles, they contain something called biomolecules. This is our topic in the first lesson. So please to understand this map, this enables you to understand the chapter 1, all chapter 1, okay? So biomolecules, okay? So biomolecules are found in the organelles, and the organelles are found in the cell. So biomolecules are macromolecules. Let me erase that. So who can give me the sequence again? Who can give me the sequence from the smallest one to the biggest one? For example, we're gonna study biomolecules. Biomolecules. These biomolecules are found in which part of the cell? Are found in organelles. Organelles. Okay? And these organelles are specialized structures like nucleus, cytoplasm, vacuoles, cell membrane, cell wall are found in the cell. And the cells are the smallest unit of life. The smallest unit of life, which is a group of cells collecting together, forming tissue. And the tissue, group of different tissues are forming organ. Okay? Organ. Organs like heart, blood vessels, brain, nerves, stomach, small intestine. So organs like these are working together to form different systems. So organ system or systems, okay? And these systems are working together or making different processes to form the organism or human body. Okay, so the sequence is very important. But there is a very important question. I want you to focus on molecules. These molecules, teacher, it's not related to biology. We are learning biology. You said living organism first. Human body, animals, insects. What is the relationship between molecules and biology? There is no relation. For sure, there is a relation between them. We are studying a branch called biochemistry. Focus. Biochemistry. Bio is related to biology, and chemistry is a subject. So we are learning the chemical structures and chemistry related to our body. So where is chemistry, teacher, in our body? Where is it? The chemistry in our body is found in the food we eat. We eat food. So we eat, for example, a burger sandwich. This burger sandwich is made up of beef, bread, lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, and ketchup. So these different nutrients mainly are chemical structures. These chemical structures enters our body and give us energy. So these chemical structures are closely related to our body. Let's see these in details. Biomolecules are molecules of compounds needed for life. Most of these are macromolecules. Macro means very big. It's opposite to micro. Micro like microscope, microorganism. So micro is very, very small, but macro is very big. Okay, so they are macromolecules, or we call them another name, polymers. Macromolecules and called polymers. They are made up of simpler and simple organic molecules, and these simple organic molecules are linking together. So they are called monomers. So which is smaller here, teacher? Polymers or monomers? Monomers here are smaller than polymers. So many monomers making polymers, and polymer broken down into monomers. So we can write them as an equation. So these are monomers, smaller ones. They link together to form polymer. So they are linking together, forming polymer. Okay, so which this is polymer and this is monomer. So again, biomolecules are macromolecules called polymers. So we are learning macromolecules, which are polymers. So what are the characteristics of these macromolecules, teacher? They are containing three elements, CHNO. CHNO. C is carbon, H hydrogen, and O oxygen. So these macromolecules contain three main elements, C, H, and O. So we call them organic molecules. Organic molecules. So my question is, where are these macromolecules found? Where are they found? Where are they found? We can find them in the nucleus, okay? So we can find them in the nucleus, in the cell. Which part in the cell? In the organelles, okay? So they are found in the organelles in the cell. These biomolecules or macromolecules found in the organelles in the cell. Which cell, teacher? This is according to the kind of macromolecule we are eating. Like, for example, I said before, burger sandwich. I'm asking about the protein or beef or chicken. This is protein. This protein enters through digestive system and goes to small intestine and completely absorbed to the blood. And the blood makes them go, or they are transported through the blood to their target place. Where is their target place? Protein is responsible for muscles. It's building muscles. It's making us grow from baby to adult. So it's mainly working on the cells of muscles. Okay, so they go to the muscle cell and are broken down into simpler ones and making the muscle do its function. It nourish the muscle, give the muscle the benefit to grow and grow and grow. Okay, so they are chemical structures and finally reach the cell to do their function. Okay, we categorize these macromolecules or biomolecules into four. We categorize them into four. What are the main four categories? You said, teacher, the burger sandwich. Put this example in your mind, always put it. This burger sandwich contain bread, like we categorize them into carbohydrates. Burger sandwich contain beef or a chicken, so it's protein. You said mayonnaise in ketchup and oil in fat, butter. All of these are lipids. And finally, DNA or nucleic acid, we can eat it. It's found in the nucleus, but it's mainly responsible for heredity and reproduction. Okay, so DNA or nucleic acid is the last part or the last classification of biomolecules. So lesson one is talking about biomolecules. I think you covered this part from which place they come. Directly you entered in the topic biomolecules, but we don't understand. By this sequence, put it in your mind to understand the relation between chemistry and our body. So let's start in classification. carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, nucleic acids. Let's go back. In grade 9, you said cell division. This cell division is very important because cell division needs energy. From which place we get such energy, teacher? We get that from carbohydrates, also from proteins and lipids. And they enter in the structure of many things, enter in the formation of many things, like cell wall in plant cell, plasma membrane in the animal cell, and protein also, teacher, we eat it, but how it's beneficial for us? Because it enters in the formation of ribosome. This ribosome is a part in the nucleus, or a thing in the nucleus, structure in the nucleus. Also, the lipids or macromolecules, they enter in the formation of plasma membrane. So we need energy to form these membranes. Okay, and these biomolecules, you said them organic. Organic, focus on that. They are called organic. What is the meaning of organic? Organic contains three main elements: CH and O. CHO. So we call them organic molecules, like carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, and DNA. Because they contain CH and O, we call them organic. So the question is, water molecule, teacher, it's containing H and O. So who remembers the symbol of water molecule, or the structure of it? H2O. It contains two main elements, H and O. It contains H and O. So can we call it organic molecule? The answer is no. It isn't organic. It is an organic molecule because there is a characteristics of such organic molecule. Water is an organic molecule. Why? Give a reason. Because you said CH and O. Which one is more important, the most important? C. And C must be linked with H, with a bond between them. So C and H are linked together with a bond. So if there is no bond between C and H, it's impossible to consider it organic. It's inorganic. Again, the question is, give a reason water isn't an organic molecule because, or it isn't an organic compound because carbon is bonded with hydrogen. This is the reason. Another example. So organic compound, you must have a link between, or have a bond between C and H. If there is no bond, it isn't organic. So all of carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, nucleic acid have a bond between them? Yes, for sure. They have a bond, so we consider them organic molecules. Organic compound like carbon dioxide. Is it carbon dioxide? Is it organic? This is my question. I'm waiting for your answers. Is this organic compound or not? CO2. My question is it considered organic molecule or not? And give me the reason. CO2. This is the structure of carbon dioxide. Is it organic compound or not? And why? This is my question. I'm waiting for your answer. Okay, let's revise. Let's revise and summarize what we said. Again, from slide 1. You said, teacher, you're learning biology. Biology is the science of learning or studying the living organisms, like human, animals, insects, and so on. And humans are highly organized because they are made up of many cells. So focus on the cells. And these cells forming tissue, tissue forming organs, and organs forming organ system or systems. And these systems are making the organism. Okay? And this system are making the organism. Okay, so they are multicellular, multicellular. But lesson one teacher is talking about the biomolecules. Where is it? Where in which place we can find it? We can find it in the cell. So organelles are specialized structures found in the cell. Organelles are specialized structures found in the cell, like nucleus, cytoplasm, vacuole, cell membrane, cell wall, okay, and so on. We have many mitochondria. These specialized structures are responsible for carrying out life processes like respiration, digestion. So is there respiration and digestion in the nucleus, in the cell? Yes, for sure. It carry out many life processes. Okay, and these biomolecules are found in the organelles in the cell. Look, cell organelles and biomolecules. So what is the nature of these biomolecules? It's chemical in nature, chemical structure. These chemical structures are closely related to biology. So we're studying a branch called biochemistry. Biochemistry, the relationship between molecules and the chemical structures in our body or human body or living things bodies. Okay, are molecules or compounds. We call these biomolecules macromolecules because they are very big. Or another name, polymers, which are made up of monomers. Which one is smaller? Monomers. So group of monomers forming polymers. And when we break down polymers, they result in monomers. We call, sorry, I forgot something. We call them organic because they contain C, H, and O, three main elements, so we call them organic. If there is if there is one of them not found here, we don't consider it organic. We categorize the biomolecules into four: proteins, carbohydrates, lipids, and nucleic acid. All of these are found in the food we eat. Once we eat them, they enter our body and absorb it to the blood, and the blood asks them to go to their target place in synchronization with nervous system for sure. Nervous system is controlling what's happening in our body. So it's giving orders to the blood component to go to their target place. Carbohydrates give the person energy. Lipids store the energy and keep it warm or keep him or her warm. Proteins build the person's muscles and make it to repair the wound if there is wound in injury after accidents, after operation. So eat protein to build the muscle. So this is assimilation of the molecules in our body, assimilation of nutrients in our body. What are these nutrients? Which are biomolecules, proteins, carbohydrates, lipids, and nucleic acids. Okay, so all of these need energy. So they enter in the formation of the cell wall, plant cell. For example, protein enter in the formation of ribosome and lipids plasma membrane. You said, teacher, it's organic. So it contains, again, three main elements. What are they? C, H, O. Generally, CHO, but where is the bond, teacher? There is here H2O. Is it organic? No, because there is no link between C and H. C and H. It's a must to find. C. It's very important. So the general organic compound, we have a bond between C and H, carbon and hydrogen. Organic compound. My question is carbon dioxide, CO2. Is it organic compound or not? Give me the reason and why. Yes or no and why. Here, let's start in with carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are macromolecules, biomolecules, organic molecules, polymers. In all of these categories, we say the same sentence. Organic macromolecules, organic polymers made up of monomers. So each one of them has a smaller unit or simple unit. So cellulose is made of many glucose subunits. Cellulose is a sugar, okay, is a kind of sugar. So sugar is a simple form of carbohydrate. But which sugar, teacher? Glucose is the simple form. But cellulose, it's undigested in our body because it's good for dietary fiber. It gives you fibers which are important for your digestive system in digestion. But it's made up of many glucose subunits. So what is the simple form of carbohydrates? Glucose or monosaccharides. Okay, so we call the glucose, monosaccharides. We are gonna learn them in the next class, inshallah. So the simple unit of carbohydrates, monosaccharides. Monosaccharides are the simple form of carbohydrates. Once we break down the carbohydrates, they result in monosaccharides. And these monosaccharides have different examples. For example, glucose. Okay. Proteins. Proteins are another macromolecule, biomolecule. It's made up of simple subunits, which are amino acids. Amino acids, simple form of protein, amino acids. And these amino acids are linked together like a nucleus. You know the nucleus? It's a very long chain. We have different amino acids in our body. And the general form of these protein, they contain element. Yes, teacher, it's organic, so it contains C, H, and O. But what's that? It's N, nitrogen atom. It's found in proteins. Okay. So protein is a macromolecule, organic macromolecule made up of CHO and N. It's basic subunit or simple subunit. It's amino acid. Once we break down proteins in the muscle fiber, we find amino acids. They are linked together like a nucleus. Okay, these are proteins. These amino acids are different. The structure of it, inshallah, I'm gonna explain it in the beginning of our curriculum. But we have 20 different types of amino acids. They are the simple form of amino acid. It's made up of amino group, which contain N, nitrogen, carboxyl group on the right side, and also are the side chain, and the carbon, which is mainly linked to which? Look, I'm gonna focus on that. I want you to concentrate on C and H because it's organic. Organic, so you have to find C and H, link it together with a bond. And these are additional groups. Okay. A nucleic acid. Nucleic acid, it's found in, it contains C, H, and O, and N, and phosphate group. This is the structure of it. This is for illustration only, the structure of nucleic acid. And this nucleic acid, I said it's responsible for heredity. Heredity. Heredity means when you inherit the characteristics of your family, like dimples, presence of dimples, tongue rolling, the shape of the ear, nose, color of skin, what else? Like color of the eye, okay, and so on. So these organic macromolecules control genetics or heredity information, contain C and CH and O mainly, and 8 N and B, nitrogen and phosphate group. What are the simple form of them? When we break down nucleic acid, we find nucleotides with a simple form. Nucleotides, nucleotides, nucleotides. So inshallah, at the end of the class, we'll find your partner to gonna ask you like a quick check for the simple form of each biomolecule, carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and so on. So I'm gonna tell you the simple form and you say the macromolecule or the vice versa. Types of nucleic acid, DNA, in RNA. Okay, this is a quick look about the curriculum. Lipids, or introduction to curriculum. Lipids found in fats, oils, butter, and so on contain CHNO. It's composed of CHNO, but it contains many bonds, so it's store energy. It's giving energy to carbohydrates to be utilized, to be used. Or in winter, it keeps you warm because if you have a fatty layer under your skin, these fats are made up of many bonds, more bonds than carbohydrates. So it's responsible for storing energy. So lipids are organic macromolecules, the same sentence here. Organic macromolecules that are soluble in water and also need dissolved in water, composed of CHNO, but it's responsible for storing energy. Why? Teacher, carbohydrates are giving us energy. Generally, you say that, but which are giving the carbohydrate that energy? It's stored mainly in lipids, in fats, because they contain many bonds in their structure. Okay, so what are the simple form of lipids? Lipids are made up of fatty acids. Fatty acids, the simple form of them. We categorize them into three basic types: fats, strides, and waxes. Okay, so in the following class, inshallah, we're gonna learn what's happening in lipids. They are macromolecules. I hope you understand what I said. About the quick checklist started in the following class. See you soon later and goodbye.